If you had the chance to have a week of free professional development in creative ways to integrate the arts with social emotional skills, would you take it? Well, if so, go ahead and keep on listening because today we're going to talk about the SEAL Week Challenge and all the amazing topics we're going to be discussing over the course of a week. What do the arts have to do with learning an SEL? Oh, so much. Join me as we explore the depths of how these things come together through SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. We'll look at the mindset, the methods, and the integrations that make SEAL so effective. So plug yourself in. It's time to get inspired. Hello, everybody. Elizabeth Peterson here from the Inspired Classrooms podcast. I'm excited because tomorrow, or I should say today, because that's when this podcast is going to be dropping, today we are starting the SEAL Week Challenge in 2023. And this marks a beginning of a full week of professional development sessions in topics that pertain to integrating the arts, learning, and SEL, what this podcast is all about. And it's called the SEAL Week Challenge. And I just wanted to, just make this episode and give you a little bit of a teaser of some of the topics that we're going to be looking at and diving into pretty deeply over the course of the next few days. And if you, for some reason, have missed SEAL Week, make sure you go to the URL that I'm going to put in the show notes. It's theinspiredclassroom.com/SEAL Week, because you will be able to be put on the wait list to get in for the next time. But here's the thing. If you're listening to this the week of March, 19th, 2023, go to that website and sign up because you can catch all the goodness that's going to be inside of SEAL Week while it's happening as well. All right, so I thought it would be fun to kind of go through the days. I'm going to get there on my computer. The themes for each of the days of SEAL Week. And the themes are based on the struggles and the issues that I see and hear teachers talking about and typing about and, putting out there on social media all the time. And quite honestly, I feel it myself, right? Because I'm a teacher, I'm in the classroom currently, and I see some of these behaviors and struggles and issues in the classroom as well. So let's look at some of the topics. So I'm just going to go through them really quickly, and then I'm going to go back and just touch on each one a little bit more. All right, so day one, we're going to look at creative expression through the arts. Day two is all about empowering your students. Day three, empathy in action. That's a big one. Day four is relationships for learning. Day five is about building resilience. And on day six, we're going to look at the three powers of the arts, which I know we've touched on in this podcast. You can check out those episodes as well. And we're also going to look at reflection and just have like an overall Q&A at the end of the SEAL Week challenge and do all kinds of great things. All right, so here's the thing. Let's go back to day one, which is all about creative expression through the arts. See, what I hear from teachers a lot is that kids have big feelings, and they often don't know how to deal with those big feelings. And, we might call them big feelings in the lower grades in elementary school. We might call it like emotional dysregulation or just dealing with a lot of stuff, right? Regardless, our kids have a lot of emotions, and many times they don't know what to do with them. And so we're going to take a really good look at how the arts can be utilized as a way for students and all of us, really, to express ourselves and kind of be able to identify our emotions, kind of put it out there in terms of various art forms. We'll look at visual art, music, dance, and drama as a way to creatively express your emotions, as a way to kind of like get that emotion out and be able to see what it is and then work with it. I feel like so much of mental health for everybody in society today, certainly our students of all ages, is that they don't understand the emotions they're feeling, and oftentimes they push them down, and that is a big problem. And so being able to use the arts to bring some of those feelings out, put it down, and even in many cases put them to the side so that then the students are ready for learning. That's what it's all about. That's what SEAL is all about for the teachers. All right, day 2 is about empowering your students. And another problem that I hear from so many teachers is that students have a hard time transitioning into learning and then focusing while they're in the classroom. And this is such a huge problem for teachers because teachers want to teach. They have content that they need to teach. They want to teach it. They got into this profession to disseminate information and guide students through the learning process. But if the students aren't present in the classroom, there's no teaching going on. And there's certainly not a lot of learning going on if students aren't present in the classroom, both physically and mentally. And so day 2, we're going to look at how art and creativity can actually empower your students to transition into the classroom from whatever situation they're coming from, and then be there ready to learn, and also to help them focus and engage while they're there. All right, day 3, empathy. I hear this so much that teachers are almost amazed at how students aren't able to show empathy towards other classmates, towards just people in general. And so we're going to look at ways that we can just embed and integrate some art and creativity into your classroom. And this is regardless of what you teach. You could be a preschool teacher, a high school teacher. You could teach math. You could teach visual art. You could teach ELA. Whatever you teach, these are important things and important strategies that you can use inside your classroom. Kind of like ideas and things that you can keep in your pocket and kind of think about how you approach different methods that you have already inside your classroom, and also promote and develop the skills of empathy. Empathy has a lot to do with social awareness and being able to see things from another person's perspective. And there are amazing ways that your students can practice and develop those skills through the arts. And that's what we're going to focus on day 3. Okay, day 4 is about relationships for learning. Now, I purposefully did not call this how to build relationships in your classroom because I think teachers are kind of sick of hearing that. Let's face it, right? We're constantly told, build relationships. And we know how important it is, but we can't keep hearing that from administrators and things. What we need is some real solid strategies and ways that it's going to help our students to learn. I'm going to come back to this constantly, that this is truly all about helping our students to learn and be in our classroom and be present for learning. And one of the best things that we can do is create that atmosphere in our classroom that is built on us being in relationship with our students and our students being in relationships with each other. That doesn't mean every kid has to be super good friends with each other. That's not what we're talking about. That's actually never what we've been talking about, right? For decades and decades. Not everybody has to be best friends in the classroom, but they do need to know how to work with each other. They do need to know that they can trust one another, and that is really a key component to bringing students into the classroom, having them present for learning, and then being able to keep them engaged while they're in the classroom with us. And that also brings us to day 5, which is about building resilience. There's so much there's so many connections between the creative process and what we go through as we're creating something, creating some art, creating a project, going through that process that has to do directly with resilience. And when we can think that way, and when we can see that and have it be brought to our attention, we can really help our students to think about that. Some cognitive thinking about what they're doing and what they're doing as they're going through the creative process, so that they can realize that what they're doing is also building resilience. And that can be so eye-opening when you really look at it. And so that's why we're going to focus on building resilience through the arts on day 5 of SEAL Week. And that brings us to the last day, day 6, where we're going to talk about the 3 powers that the arts have. And like I said, I've talked about this already on the podcast. We're going to look at some examples and kind of dig into it a little bit more on day 6 of SEAL Week. You may remember that the 3 powers of the arts that I have gone through are: the arts are naturally differentiating, they're highly engaging, and they are emotionally charged, which makes the arts the perfect vehicle for learning, developing, and practicing social and emotional skills. So if you're interested in joining us for SEAL Week, I would love to have you there. We have so many people signed up already. You can sign up at theinspiredclassroom.com/SEAL Week. And then, of course, if you're listening to this when SEAL Week is over, go to that site anyway and put your name in, and I'll send you information of how you can join us again the next time we do this, and really just get some really great information and resources for yourself, for your classroom, for your students. All right. Not to mention, we're going to have some fun during SEAL Week. We've got raffles and daily giveaways and all kinds of good things. And of course, the daily challenges for the teachers, that you can really start to look at yourself as a teacher and how you can develop yourself as well. Such an important part of SEAL, such an important part of our role as teachers nowadays. All right, so go ahead to that website, make sure you sign up, and I cannot wait to see you inside the SEAL Week Challenge. All right, have a good one, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe as we continue talking about arts, learning, and SEL through SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. If you want to learn more, go to theinspiredclassroom.com. My name's Elizabeth Peterson, reminding you to get inspired so that you can be inspiring to your students.